Hello, good morning. How are you? Welcome back to our sewing tutorial today. Today we're going to be drafting bishop sleeves this morning. We're going to be drafting bishop sleeves, and basically what we need for our bishop sleeves for this particular pattern, we're going to be using the slash and spread method. What we need for the slash and spread method basically is our sleeve pattern. Okay, this is our sleeve pattern. As you can see, our sleeve pattern, I didn't make any adjustments to it. Right from the upper arm here, I came down all the way down to the end of the sleeve pattern. So we're going to slash and spread our sleeve pattern to be able to get our bishop sleeve. There's also a freehand method of cutting the bishop sleeves, okay, without the slash and spread method, but this one makes it look very fuller, and it makes it look better when we use this particular slash and spread. So for the slash and spread method, you can slash and spread this pattern, okay, onto another pattern before you now put it on the fabric. But for today, we're going to slash it, we're going to spread it, but we're going to put it directly on the fabric which we're going to use for the bishop sleeve. So come along while we do that. One thing of importance to note while we're doing this slash and spread method is to know that if you want the bishop sleeve to be full from the top, okay, that's where you start slashing it from. If you want the bishop sleeve to be full, to start getting full from your mid arm here, you start slashing from there. If you want it to be full from down here, you start slashing from there. For me, I don't want it to be full all the way from the top. I just want it to be full all the way from my mid arm here. So I come here and I measure from my shoulder down to where my mid arm is, and that's about 9 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna start my slash and spreading on my pattern here from 9 inches. So right here about 9 inches is where we're going to start slashing from. So I'll mark my 9 inches down and I'll draw my line. So we start slashing, we start spreading it from 9 inches here. So that means that the fullness of the sleeves starts all the way from here, not all the way from the top here. So I come here. It also, your fullness of sleeve depends on how many inches that you want to use. I want to use 1 inch in between interval, or you can use 1.5. The lesser number of inches you use between your slash, the wider it becomes. Okay, so I'm gonna do maybe 1.5 inches. I'll do 1.5 inches all the way. So I'm gonna mark my 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, all the way to the end. Okay, and you come here and you do the same from whichever side you started from. 1.5, 1.5. Okay, so now we're now going to rule our lines. We have to rule our lines down to get our straight lines. So we've ruled all our lines down. What we're now going to do now is slash each of these lines up to this place, up to this point. You slash it up to this point. So now we're going to get our ruler and carefully we're going to slash. We've slashed all of them now. We're now going to put it on our fabric. This is the fabric we're going to be using. I've already folded it into 2. Okay, this is the fabric we're using, and we're going to be using the folded edge here to place our sleeve. Also, we'll start from the top here. Also, I forgot to note and tell you also that the length of your sleeve, the length of how long you want your sleeve, depends. It all depends on how long you want your sleeve. That's how long your pattern paper is going to be. I wanted my sleeve, because the bishop sleeve needs a bit of fold. I wanted my sleeve to end right here at my mid arm here, so I added 3 inches to my mid arm measurement. Okay, 3 inches helps it to fold in for it to look fuller, okay, to show the sign of fullness. And this is it here, 24. My mid arm ends here at 21, so the extra 3 inches helps it to go in all the way. So that is what we do here. That's why I have 24 inches. If you want it longer, that means that your pattern paper will be longer, okay, before you slash it. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is that we're going to pin this paper down, okay, so that it does not move, okay, because we are bypassing putting this slashed sleeve on another drafting paper to draw it out. Now we're going to pin this down or put heavy weights on it so that it will not move while we are extending it. So quickly, I'm going to pin it down. I'm going to use my pins to pin it down. Remember, this side here is the folded edge, okay. You use this side here as folded edge, so you just pin it down. It makes it easier so that it does not shift. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to start spreading. When we're spreading, I'm going to use a distance of 1 inch between one slash and the other. I'm going to use this of 1 inch between one slash and the other, another 1 inch between one slash and the other, another 1 inch between one slash and the other. So quickly, I'm going to pin that down. So you see, you measure it here, 1 inch. When I measure it in, I pin this side down. I've measured 1 inch here. I've measured 1 inch here, so I'm going to pin this side down. Okay, if you want it more than 1 inch, 2 inches, you can go ahead as far as you have enough fabric to contain it. I am going to do 1 inch, so it's going to be even all the way. I'm going to pin it down and I'll show you. So I've pinned everything down. You can see it's all equal. You will have a bit of a bulge up here. That does not matter. It doesn't affect our pattern. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come here and cut and trace all this way, and cut it all this way. So let's go ahead and do that now. There we go. So now we remove all our pins and we'll see the final product of the sleeve. Then I'll show you how we're going to go about it now. For this particular sleeve, you can see the bishop sleeve is already forming. For this particular sleeve, I'm going to put an elastic casing at the bottom. If you want to put a sash at the bottom, you get that one separately, okay. But for this one, we're just going to put elastic sleeves. As I said, this is a part of the outfit that I wore for my birthday, so I'm just doing exactly what and how it came out. So now we're just going to fix this place here, and for here we're going to run it all the way here, but I'll put the elastic so that you can see. So I've given my fabric a good press, okay. So what I'm going to do now, to get the casing for the elastic, before joining by the sides, you first have to get the casing. So I'm going to fold over, or you can weave it, okay, to meeting the edges. But I'm going to fold over like 1/4 or less than 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. I'll fold that down. You can press it down, okay, first and foremost, okay. I'll just do it 1/8 of an inch. That's to hide the rough side. You can press it down like this first. You can see we already have it. It's a bit firm. Before we now come and now fold it up by 3/4 or half an inch. It all depends on how wide the elastic you are going to use is. for me, I'm going to be using 1/2 inch of elastic, so I'm going to be giving it a 1/2 inch, okay, for my casing. And I now come here and iron it down. I iron it down because it makes it easier when I go to the sewing machine. I press it down. When I go to the sewing machine to sew, so I'll just sew along here, okay? I'll sew along here, and I now put in my elastic. When we get to that point, I'll come back and show. So I'm done with sewing the casing. As you can see, the casing, I left an open end here. This is where we're going to be passing our elastic through, and the open end also here. This is where it's going to be coming out from. So this is the casing here. This is the front side of it, and I'm giving it a good press. This is our elastic that we're going to pass through it, okay? So we're just going to put the pin here. I'm sure most of us know how to pass elastic through the casing, and we'll just come inside here and we'll continue passing it through. So I've already pulled the elastic through the casing. This is where I started from. The pin is still there. So what you just do is that you try and arrange it. You arrange it so that the elastic does not twist up like this. You arrange the elastic so that it is flat, okay? Then you pull it. After you're done with that, you now come and measure where, because I want mine to stop at my upper arm here. So I'm going to measure what my upper arm measurement is, which is about 12. So I come here now and I measure and see if I have 12. I have just enough, which is 13, because I'm going to close it up with 1/2 inch each. So this is okay for me. So I just make sure that it's at 13, okay? Then I'll go back to my machine and close it up on the wrong side here. After I'm done with that, I'll bring this so you see the final product. So I've sewn it up, closed it up, and you can see the final fitting. This is how it's going to be when you wear it. I'll put it on the mannequin. When you've attached it to your dress, it's going to fold up a bit like this and give the semblance of a bishop sleeve. Very beautiful, very easy and neatly done. So I'll fix it on the mannequin and you'll get to see it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching our channel. If you learned anything, if you have any comments, please drop it in the comment section. Please like this video, share this video, and also if you're a new subscriber, you're welcome. Please press on that subscription button. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye.